this is too much, right?
I've had cups in my bedroom longer than this relationship, but I'm here for it. I feel like when you know, you know. So kudos to them.
Yeah,
I'm
but
glad they're diving in.
do you have faith in? Like, are you a believer in this?
I hope her song is called "I'm Writing a Prenup."
Yeah.
I can't say I have faith in them.
Prenup.
Hold
Yes.
on. Why does everybody assume Pete doesn't have any money? Like,
Pete has money. Do you see the ring? It's $90,000. So Pete clearly has.
I don't know where he got that kind of money. But I do
SNL,
feel like
hit us
Pete would
up.
be the kind of guy who's like, I'll throw everything in on the ring and I'll figure everything else out later.
Which is romantic, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, it's like
Of course
we're
it is.
rooting for them. We're rooting for them, but like at the same time, you wouldn't want it to be your child or your little brother or sister. Like you wouldn't want it to be any of that.
Yeah, I just feel like they're so young. I mean, they're 24 years old, but it goes back to the whole thing of, look, I know it's Hollywood, so it's different rules and different, like how they move is very different, but they also had success very early. I mean, Ariana Grande burst on the scene at 18. Pete Davidson is the youngest member to join the cast of SNL when he did 4 years ago at 20 years old. So I think they've moved everything in hyper speed. He feels like this is the one. Pete ain't getting any better than Ariana Grande, so he wanted to lock it up.
Yeah, he had to do that quick. He
I'm
was
not
like,
mad.
before someone else moves in. But did you see their photos of their previous relationships still from 6 weeks ago?
No.
Just 6 weeks ago, both of them were in other relationships.
Yeah,
so
see,
that's
that's the weird part. And people have talked about the connections that they had with those two, and was there cheating, was there not? I don't know if that's the
Definitely.
best way to get a relationship
I'm
started.
calling foul play. I think there was cheating. But you know what?
There you go.
Okay, let's get it started.
Speculation at the table.
I like it. All right, let's keep it moving here. A major milestone for the royal family. Lord Ivar Mountbatten, a cousin of Queen Elizabeth, is set to wed his partner James Coyle in the first royal same-sex marriage. And in another very modern move, Mountbatten's ex-wife will be walking him down the aisle. They share 3 kids from a previous relationship of 16 years. No word on whether or not Queen Elizabeth will attend the wedding. But again, you've got a black woman married into the royal family and Meghan Markle, and now this, and I'm starting to think the monarchy is becoming pretty modern here in 2018.
You just said a mouthful right there. Let's not skip over the fact you said the ex-wife is the one that's walking him down the aisle.
Yeah, he was married for 16 years, 3 kids.
That's crazy.
She married him understanding that he was bisexual.
Okay.
And so this was not a bombshell by any means, but then he came out ultimately in 2016, and the rest is history. I love this story.
Does anyone watch The Crown? Mm-hmm. I am dying to know what Queenie thinks about this, because she seems to be torn in so many different directions in that show, and who knows how true it is, but
Yeah.
I love it. I love the direction that the royal family is going. I hope she goes to the wedding and shows her support.
I wish this was going on before the royal wedding. This would have been a great side
I
story
know.
and another huge guest to be in attendance for it. I think this is great because I've looked, and I've been very critical here at the show of the royal family. And what do they really do? What's the obsession? I don't really get it. But what I do like is I've always looked at Queen Elizabeth as somebody who had her nose always up like this. And I feel like she's definitely not that person. Maybe she's been miscast. She seems pretty open-minded and embracing all this because, she could shut all this down if she wanted.
In The Crown, it seems like she's definitely miscast in this family, because she's the longest reigning monarch. She was 25 when she took the crown. So she had to be more serious than she was. At least that's what I'm choosing to believe because I like this show.
Yeah.
I gotta watch The Crown. I mean,
You
we're
do
talking
have
about
to
this
watch
like it's
the
like
show.
reality.
No, you do have to watch the show because the characters are based. They try to get characters that look like they're
They look
real
so
life people,
similar.
and the characters are based on their personalities. And so on the show, on The Crown, it's on Netflix for anybody who wants to check it out. But and I think they're on the 3rd season in now.
Yes.
And it's just really interesting to see the dynamic and how they change over time and how they're trying to stay relevant and stay on top as a family. Really interesting.
I'll have to check
I
that
hope
out.
she wears a rainbow pantsuit.
Oh,
at the wedding.
no, it'll
I
probably
think
be a
she
pin.
will.
She'll do a little
she's
pin.
Gonna, right.
Where is she? I don't know if she's one
She
of
was
the
sitting
parents
right-
that was
she-
sitting right there.
So her claim was, not her claim, I believe it to be true. She said they were following the bride and groom out of the building. Her son was in plain view. He said, my son's a very loving little boy. He gave the statue a hug because he's a lover, and the statue wasn't properly secured, so that's not our problem. That's on you guys. If you thought this thing was so incredibly valuable, why not take better care of what you have in front of you?
agree.
Tell her, love don't pay the bills, honey. That's $132,000.
But how are you going to have wedding receptions in a building where you don't have things insured?
Well, here's my thing. It wasn't insured.
Right.
It wasn't insured. That's a good point. I mean, like when you have stuff like that, $132,000. I feel like it's on them. That should have been
So
insured.
let me take you through. I just want to
That's
say,
the sale price or the retail price?
okay, if the camera was still rolling, and this was decades ago when I was a youngster, if that camera was still rolling, you would have seen my 300-pound father slowly, or probably fastly, taking his belt off and would have beat me something so vicious right there on the spot and made me work there until I paid off the $132,000. He'd say, just keep him. He'll clean this place up until he pays off that
Yeah,
bill.
nobody has that kind of cash.
It's the kid's
sitting
fault,
around.
though. Like, how's that kid not in trouble?
This
Like,
kid's not going to college if he has to pay. The mom's like, you're
It's
done.
just like it's the child that did it. Like how no one has that kind of cash sitting around. Like it should have
yeah, and
been
that's what she said.
insured.
She's like, I don't know what you guys want me to do. I can't be on the hook because I can't
Yeah.
pay for this.